Ladies, what was the worst first message someone sent you on a dating app? A picture of him lying on his bed with his 3 cats gathered lovingly around. This started out strong and then went to a big, what the so fast. Okay, so he's trying to be sexy by lying on his bed. But he has 3 cats, so he can't be too bad. But what the hell? I mean, can you picture trying to take a sexy picture with 3 cats? One of them is sitting on your face. The other is trying to play with the third is quickly eating something it shouldn't. I think my man just gave up and let them do what they would. Well, you could say he already had enough pussy. You said it. My experiences with dating apps have been horrible. One creepy message after another, stalky behavior. And one of my worst was, "You are yum. I want to chop you up into pieces, roast you, and eat you up." I was shocked. But as the silly I am, I responded to him by asking, "That worked for you?" And the messages that followed became increasingly bizarre. I block him. I think that's the end of it. But the next day, to my horror, he starts hitting me up on LinkedIn. He says he found me through reverse searching my photo. But I didn't have the same photos on dating apps and LinkedIn. No idea how. I tell him I'm uncomfortable and ghost him. Then I see him posting replies to my public comments on LinkedIn. "Hey, I'm creep from the dating app, ignoring me?" There was nothing I could do, so after reporting, I disconnect from all dating apps and my socials. I think it's over. Then I receive a phone call from a VoIP number. It's him. I have no idea how he got my number. I block him, and for the next week, I keep receiving 20-30 calls, all from different numbers. I had to blacklist all numbers, except those in my contact list. And after a week, it stopped. The whole ordeal had shaken me so much that I no longer use dating apps or post face photos online. I think you win this thread. Things like this is why I tell people do not engage with crazy. Crazy dating app people? Ignore with no reply. Crazy road rager? Let them pass. Nutcase screaming on the street? Head down, keep moving. There's some lunatics out there and you do not want to be on their radar. This is what dudes never understand. Our bad experiences are usually so much milder than women's bad experiences. Men almost never have these situations that are literally a threat to our safety. But women get this all the time. And it's not like they're empty threats either. Women are hugely more likely to be killed by a man than vice versa. I really appreciate it when men recognize it though. It feels more like we're on a team instead of arguing about who has it worse. That is insane. And holy hell, that man's detective skills are horrifying. I'm sorry that happened to you. I had a friend have a dude creep on her at a bookstore. And then later that day, he texted her an awkward selfie he took of himself standing near her while she was looking at a book. She never passed him her contact details. None of us can figure out how he got her number. Fortunately, nothing happened after she blocked the number, but the sheer horror of him somehow invading her privacy like that. That's even weirder than OP's story. At least you can figure her dating app profile gave him something to work with. Your friend walked past a guy and boom, he found her number? Holy cow. I can finally share the irony. This one dude messaged me on this app, and it was some big spiel about how he's a nice guy, and girls don't always talk to him because he's so nice, and they take advantage of him because he's a nice guy, blah, blah. So I took a look at his profile and was like, hey, we have nothing in common, and he's not my type. Not even 5 minutes later, he's sending me this message about how I'm a bitch and fat and ugly, and who would want me anyway. All because in that time frame, while I was looking through his profile, I didn't answer. Never seen someone switch up so fast. It was actually scary. All I said was, yeah, you sure are a nice guy, huh? ETA. I did not swipe right on this dude. Thought this would go without saying some dating apps you can message anyone. So no, he was not being led on. And if you say that, I'm going to assume you're one of the nice guys as well. Man here. Usually I got ghosted. But occasionally, a woman would tell me she wasn't interested. I'd thank her for letting me know and wish her well. 100% of the time that happened, they thanked me for not being a dick. That was a much better outcome than just being ghosted. But assholes seem to ruin it for everyone. Right. But this dude didn't even give me a chance to say anything. I've had guys tell me they're nice guys in the beginning, but I've never had one react like this. Had a guy message me something inane like, "What are you up to?" I responded that I was getting ready for work and wouldn't be able to talk again until that night. He went off. I was a selfish poraiña because I wouldn't give him the time of day. I was a dumb and disrespectful corais for leaving him on red. Nobody would want my dumb Oz anyway. He was just taking pity on me by talking to me. It was something like 30 messages that he sent over a 4-hour period, and I didn't even get to read them until I got home that night. Thanks for the plethora of red flags, my dude. Thanks for seeing yourself out like that. The fact that they don't see anything wrong with it is insane. I agree. Not one iota of self-awareness to be had. It's almost unreal at times. Oh, there have been some horrible ones over the years. I don't remember it word for word, but I would say one of the worst came from this guy who was in his mid-50s. He messaged me when I was 18 and was asking about how I would feel if I made him my new daddy, and if I'd be his little love princess, and I agreed I could enjoy this insert horrible dick pic anytime I wanted. The best part of being a normal guy online dating was women would tell me their horror stories. It was pure entertainment. That's nauseating. I'm 28, and I'd consider it very weird to date someone who was 18. Even though they're legally an adult, there's just so much emotional, mental growing you do between your late teens and late 20s. I'm several years out of college, have a stable career, and I'm about to become a homeowner. There would be an immense power imbalance in any relationship between myself and someone who just finished high school. I really can't imagine still pursuing people that age when I'm twice as old as I am now, even if it'd technically be legal. To be clear, I don't think that all age gaps are necessarily creepy or exploitative. There are always exceptions to the rule. But as a general rule, I think someone older dating someone who is barely out of high school deserves a fair bit of scrutiny. In some strange way, it makes me almost feel good in how I deal with this as a man when I contact the ladies. In the fastest way, it's just an, "How is the lovely lady doing? Can I invite you to a drink? A good glass of wine?" It sounds different in my language, as lovely is very different in both writing and meaning. It's a much better compliment in my native language. And this to women that are in my region and my age range. Just saying. I mean, it's not much, but the chances that you'd ever reply are probably still very much higher. When there's no reply, well, that's her decision. A man has to respect this. It's that simple. When I was around 18, I played Second Life with a female avatar, a guy. I'd get guys doing that all the time. The one that stands out the most, though, is some guy who asked me if I had a dog. I'm not going to type out what he asked me after that. That experience taught me that being a girl was a double-edged sword. You get harassed constantly, but you also get more people that'll buy stuff from you. But that's a whole other story.